Hey there everyone, this is Game Drake here. No, I'm not going to play TSRP2R if you thought that, but what I am going to do is a tutorial, in fact, about manual GFX insertion for certain dynamic sprite. And yes, I said insertion. Why, I'm not sure if this person, Rob5628, is the only one who can't seem to understand the tutorial, because for me it's clear as day, but because of this thread I am going to, well, make a tutorial about manual GFX insertion for certain dynamic sprites. Now what will you need, you might ask? Well, you'll need your Super Mario World game. You'll also need Lunar Magic, well, that's a big fat yes. You'll also need Romi's Sprite tool, which you can find in the tools section. You'll need the Dynamic Sprites patch, which you can find in the Sprites section. No, the patches section, sorry. This patch you need to look for, and you'll also need two other things. The tool used to apply the Dynamic Sprites patch, ASAR V136, and yes, I already extracted ASAR here, so no problem. And you'll also need a dynamic sprite that requires manual GFX insertion. What I do to find them is go to filters and enable dynamic, aka put dynamic yes, and find your sprite that requires this. For my example, I'm going to use Hootie the Bluefish or Piranha Fish, whatever. And yes, put this in the sprite folder. Yeah, I'm doing it indirectly. Yeah, I'm messing around with the buttons just in case. Anyway, we add the sprite to the sprites folder. Now, before I start showing you, you must do a few things to make the sprites work, the dynamic sprites. The first thing you might want to do is to expand your ROM to 2, 3, or 4 mega. Well, I'm going to expand the ROM to 4 because that's what I do. And of course, download the dynamic sprites patch. I'll show you again. Really, this is easy to learn, in fact. When you open the archive, you get these two files. Yes, it's safe to overwrite in my case, but when you download them, you might want to paste them in the same place as a SAR. Yeah, the patching tool. Before you start doing things, you might want to add to Xcos patches this little tag here. I'm going to select it, and even going to grow it in size in Camtasia. Okay, now that I've done that, let's go to free space and change this value. Generally, I'd leave this value because it's good enough. Alright, save, but if you're going to use Lunar Magic, the latest version, you might want to put a semicolon near these lines. I'll select them. Okay, now that you've done that, save. Now you need fast ROM for this to work, but don't worry, we'll do that from the editor. But for now, let's apply dsx.asm to your game. And no problems. Now let's open this with Lunar Magic, the latest version. Yes, I made my SMC's files open automatically, but just by double clicking because I pointed them to Lunar Magic. So anyway, you open your hack in Lunar Magic and go to Options. Then you might want to hit this button first and go to same options and enable the fast run speed and apply the patch as well. Yes, these must stay selected. Now that we're done, it's time to, well, it's time for the real tutorial. Now, when you download a certain dynamic sprite with manual GFX insertion, you get this README which flat out explains how to insert these kind of graphics. Of course, the first thing you need to do is make a backup of your hack. So we'll do just that. Done. Step 2 is to open your thingy in Trezor action. I use HXD hex editor. You'll find that in the tools section. Okay, I'll show it to you. But as I said, you can use the filters in your advantage. See, this is the hex editor I use now. So, let's download the hex editor, I guess, because I'm doing this tutorial step by step. Even in my case, it's kind of pointless. In your case, this is going to be useful. You only need this exe if I can ignore the rest of the files. As I said, now open your Super Mario World ROM in this hex editor. Yeah, you can drag your thingy, your hack over the exe. And yes, if this is your first time, then hit OK, cause really, that's all you can do right now. Now, step 3 is essential. Keep scrolling down until you find a large blank area full of zeros. And it's essential to go to step 5 just to see how many bytes we need. We need 10,000 bytes in hex format. So, you might want to find some free space using Slogger or the free space finder. That's in the tools section, but since I know I haven't applied many patches, I can just manually choose. But you might want to download the Lunar address, cause that one converts SNES addresses into PC addresses and vice versa. The thingy looks like this. Open this tool and you can input a value here. I choose this one, although you may want to pick a different one because sometimes it doesn't work. Don't ask me why, I just explain these. Okay, so obviously we need to look for an address that ends in 0200 or 8200, so this one will be good. Let's jump to this address and... Oops, you don't do that. Oops again. Anyway, you scroll down until you're pretty sure that you have 10,000 hex bytes free. Look at the length value down here. It clearly increases as I scroll down, looking for free zeros. Once you're done that, you can stop. See? I already have 536 bytes free, or 10,000 hex bytes. I jump back to my old location and move to the next step. Also, yeah, for step 4, you need to make sure you have 8 zeros before that. Yeah, for the rats tag. Okay, just make sure 1C0200 in my example looks like this: 1C0, 1F8, or the 4 digits must be 81F8, but in my example it's 01F8 near the 1C. So I'll keep my cursor here as a bookmark. Now let's go to step 6, which tells us that we need to have only zeros in that space. And we have that, so we can go to step 7. Of course, you might want to write down the PC offset, but that's already done, so not needed. Why? Already done? Well, yeah, I haven't specified a lunar address, so yeah. Now let's go to a much more important step. Open Piranha, or in this case, open the bin file that came with the dynamic sprite. I'll do this right now. Piranha Fish Graphics, and I'm going to put them here so that I can easily open it with HXD again. Alright, this is good. Now, copy the entire data and paste write it into the ROM. And of course, you want to paste that to the SNES address 388,000 or 1C0200 in PC offset, of course. Let's copy everything and move back to our ROM file, and make sure you hit paste right, not paste insert. That's an important thing. Even here it specifies it. Make sure you select overwrite, not insert if you use translation. Okay, now jump to your starting address, this one in my example, and go back 8 bytes before that address and type the rat tag. I'll do this manually. 53, 54, 41, 52, FFFF0000. Further, this thing here protects the graphics that you have inserted in data format. Now let's save. Perfect. Now what we need to do is go back to the sprite that we want to insert. Yeah, the dynamic sprite. I'm going to show as an example. Wow, I put in the sprites folder, jeez. Okay, where are you? This piranha fish underscore ASM in my example. Yours can be different. Okay, this is the sprite that we need to change the GFX address. Copy this one and paste. Remove the 2 dots or else you might get some dumb glitch, which you don't want. So we'll save that, and it's time to insert the sprite. Finally, put your ROM file into the same location as the sprite tool itself. Now hit sprite to exit and type your ROM file name and the txt file. I'm going to make a new one since I didn't. Oops, that wasn't necessary. Yeah, that number over there to the far left can be any hex number, as long as it has 2 digits or letters, whatever. Okay, that's perfect. Now, I'm not going to edit the palette because I'm pretty sure you know how to do that as well. Okay, double checking because you can never be sure. Alright, I'm sure now. Okay, let's hit sprite tool again and type the ROM file name and the txt file. Mine is just called S because I like short names. And there you go, the sprite is inserted. But we need to see it in order to confirm that it's there, right? Well, open Lunar Magic. Open your ROM file name with Lunar Magic. I can simply do this because I configured it that way. Hit Sprite Editing Mode or the shell, and then hit Insert on your keyboard. Type no 1 and the extra bit. Here it's usually 2, but some use 3. Yeah, that's just precaution because those graphics will glitch. Now save and let's test the thing, shall we? Of course we do. I don't care about this, and let's see the result, shall we? As you can see, the sprite works perfectly fine. There are no animation frame glitches at all. Although the sprite placement, you have to be careful when doing that because it kinda is a bit tricky with certain ones, such as this one right here, the blue piranha fish or the butchered piranha fish. Anyway, this was Game Trick here. Thanks for watching this tutorial. See you next time!